So on today's episode, we have what I believe to be the craziest 350Z on the East Coast. It's got twin turbos sticking out the back with all kinds of custom fab work. And just wait till you see under the hood.
Hey, I'm Colt, and this is my 2008 350Z, and you're watching East Coast Garage.
Absolutely gorgeous. This car belongs at SEMA.
Yeah, maybe one day.
So the first thing that I noticed was just the twin turbos in the back with the beautiful diffuser and all of this custom fab work to tie everything together. It's just like a work of art, you know, like.
Yeah, it's been a big project. You know, it started with just the turbos in the back. It just kept going from there and there. You know, I was like, oh, because it was a cheaper and easier way to put turbos on the Z. And I was like, oh, let's try a twin rear mount setup. And then once I started cutting, it just kept spiraling out of control since then.
So I see these are Turbonetics, but what size are we looking at here?
They're 48 millimeter.
Okay.
So they're pretty small.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do twins back here, so they had to be as small as they could be because they're so far back, so it wasn't, but so laggy, you know. So it does pretty good though with that small turbo. It spools up pretty quick. But they do fine. I mean, they spool up. I can get full boost, you know, if I use anti-lag.
Yeah.
You know, cruising 40 down the interstate or whatever, I can hit anti-lag and get them spooled up to full boost and let go, and she takes off. Yeah, that's my cruise control.
Oh, okay.
I'll move down to there.
Nice.
So that's I use it for my rolling anti-lag and stuff, so I can show you that.
Yeah. How tricky was it to get all the plumbing for the oil system to feed these turbos back here?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. There's just a single line running back from the engine, and it splits off to both turbos. And then there's the little tanks underneath the turbos, or a little catch tank that are vented. So the oil goes into there to make sure it never backs up. And then from there it goes to a pump, and the pump pulls from both tanks and sends it back to the pan. And there's also an oil pressure regulator, so I don't have 100 psi going into them. These engines have a lot of oil pressure, especially when they're cold.
All of the welds on here, like everything that we're looking at, you did this, right?
Yeah. Yep. I did everything.
And I love the symmetry with everything. You know, like it might be just OCD of me, but the more symmetrical a build is, the more beautiful it is, in my opinion. Even the breathers being symmetrical, you know. And
yeah, I'm all about symmetry. It's I mean, just looking at my hot rod too, you can tell. But
speaking of your hot rod, he is building one of the coolest, I don't even know what it is. I'm not sure if it's a rat rod, a rat truck, hot rod. I don't even think it knows what it is, but we will be back once that build is complete to film that vehicle, because it is just crazy.
I mean, everything's got to be symmetrical.
Yeah.
I mean, even the way I like position the clamps and everything. It's hard, you know, with these, because they're not mirror image turbos. So you have the problem of like this being up here and that being down there. But then
even like coming down here, it's really hard to see on camera, but there's more symmetry even behind the license plate. Even where you can't see, there's art. All the welds are beautiful. I love the 4 exhaust pipes right here too, you know, with the wastegate, the open wastegates. I mean, that's just sexy right there.
Yeah.
Nice. Man, this thing makes all the cool noises, dude.
I'm being easy on it too. Like that wasn't really all they could do.
Wow, this intake manifold is absolutely gorgeous.
I made that before I had access to my CNC machine that I use that's at my work. All that was all hand cut with jigsaws or other tools, bandsaws, to cut the shapes and weld all that together. So it turned out pretty good for what it was at the time. Even like the throttle body flanges are all cut by hand.
Wow, no kidding. Dude, that's good.
You know, you cut them and you sand them, you get them smooth, and they look like they're cut from a CNC.
Right.
So yeah, that was tricky getting that in there, and then not really knowing, kind of having an idea how an intake should work. And I'm worried that it was gonna not function well, but it does great. I might sell them in the future if I ever have more time, you know. So, you know, no issues with it at all. So, and it made good power, so.
Now, how much power does this make?
It's about 560 to the wheels.
560? Okay.
CJ Motorsports hooked me up on the fuel system. I gotta shout them out because he's pretty awesome. The fuel rails and the fuel return system and all that. Great guy. So if you guys need any fuel parts for your Z, he's the man. Basically, pretty stock internal VQ35HR. Got a couple things, you know, long tube headers going to for the exhaust, going to the turbos, and I made this catch tank here, which is a split tank. That's a catch can. That's the antifreeze tank there.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's a split tank.
That's nice. That's clean.
Yeah, and then the power steering reservoir I made just to get rid of the plastic, you know.
Right.
Because it's ugly. And then these brackets for the front hydraulics. We kind of stabilize the cylinders a little more up front. And then Soho Motorsports front mount intercooler. Pretty awesome intercooler. And then all these pipes going up from there. Made all that. Titanium Works hooked me up with all this titanium hardware, the dipstick and all that, and the oil cap.
The other thing that I noticed just from standing back here is your air inlet. I mean,
yeah.
This thing's like a freaking Le Mans car or something. Like, I mean, that's stuff that you would see on a straight up race car.
Yeah, it's just bringing fresh air in from the top, colder air. And it comes into a custom air box that I made on the inside. And it's actually a Dodge truck air filter, K&N air filter. I got that, and then I built a box around the air filter, and then it sucks into the turbos from there.
That's awesome. And smart, because, you know, a lot of people run no air filter on turbos and stuff like that. You can't get away with something like this because all of your road debris is coming to the back of the car.
Yeah, that's right.
So you would trash your turbos and engine pretty quickly.
Yep.
So that's really cool. I love that. All right, so there's that intake filter you were talking about out of a Dodge, you said?
Yeah, it's for a Dodge truck.
That's cool.
I just looked up some measurements of different filters, and I was like, that's about a right size. And then I cut that, made that box on the CNC machine. It's just like ABS plastic, or it's called Seaboard. And, cut it out, and the air comes in, gets filtered, and goes to the turbos. So.
That box is nice too, man. I love it. It doesn't even stop there, because I mean, when you walk up, then you see the suspension and the roll cage, and it's just more art. You know, that's the way I see vehicles like this. Is just, you're the artist. You're like, well, my material is metal. Let's make some cool stuff, you know?
Yeah, I intentionally wanted the coilovers to be right in the back glass, so when you, when you just walk up to it, you see them. And those are QA1 Mod Series coilovers, and they're beautiful, you know, the colors and the anodizing and the machining on them.
Right.
So I had to go with those because they're so awesome. But yeah, it's on hydraulics. It goes up and down on hydraulics. But that's the main ride height. You know, it'll get about 8 inches of lift. Slowly, you know, it slowly comes up or down. It's not jumping or anything. And then they just push on the coilovers, so it rides like it's on coilovers.
Nice.
And you can just reach in there and adjust the dampening or whatever you want to do on the fly. So I can be riding like a Cadillac, or stiffen it up like crazy if I want to.
9 out of 10 vehicles that I see that are on the ground completely are on air. In fact, I haven't seen any of them that were on hydraulics to achieve that. And, you know, unless it was like a 80s G body with 13-inch Dayton wheels on it bouncing around in a parking lot.
They're all billet anodized, that red color, and it just ties it. You know, I have the red on the wheel, the center caps on the wheels. So it just kind of all kind of these ties together. Black, a little bit of red, and a lot of silver.
These brackets are really nice too.
Yeah, I made those. Had them laser cut. You know, designed them in CAD, had them laser cut, and then welded them together.
That's amazing.
Little grommets. This is all custom. These grommets to go around that, so that, you know, keeps the dust out and all that. And it's crazy too, because, you know, usually I start at the front of a vehicle when I'm featuring something, but it's there's so much to look at back here. It's awesome. I gotta say, I really love this spoiler, because it's perfect for the car, for the wide body. It's almost as if you measured your fenders out to match this spoiler. Sometimes when people put a spoiler this size on a car,
it looks like it's too big, but for this, it's perfect.
I did a lot of drawing in my computer software to make this look nice, this wing, the way I wanted it to look, because I didn't want, you know, I didn't want a wing up here.
Right.
And
yeah, and I do like, you're right, it's low profile at the same time. I mean, thanks to the swan necks also.
Yeah, I had to custom make those swan necks to get this wing right where I wanted it, so without it being too high, but it's still very wide, but it's a lot lower.
And then just the overall styling of this car is very unique also. I'm assuming you made this body kit, right?
Yeah, it's all custom sheet metal formed.
That's awesome, dude.
I actually made a 6.5 foot long sheet metal brake out of big 1/4 inch long, or not 1/4 inch thick angle iron.
Oh, wow.
To make the side skirts.
That's awesome.
So I had to make a big sheet metal brake just to make the side skirts. Yeah, and there's some plastic mixed in with the side skirts just to finish off the venting of the fenders. Just a lot of drawing on my computer to get it to look how I wanted it to, you know. I couldn't really find anything that you could buy that I liked. So I bought the wheels and tires first and mounted those, cut the fenders, and then I built the wide body to fit the wheels.
That's the way to do it. And you know, I really like how the rear diffuser matches the lip on the base of the side skirt.
Yeah.
And there's always something about seeing the back of a front tire on a fender pocket that just sets me off. I don't know why, but it hits different. You know, it looks so good. It's like race car stuff.
That's
you know,
that's exactly why I did it, because I love the way it looks too.
It's like a GTR or LM car or something. You know, like just give everything that style, and then this like this honeycomb right here is just, I mean, it's so professionally done. I mean, in reality, you could probably like sell body kits for these cars.
Oh yeah, I've had tons of people ask me for everything from the wide body to the turbo system, suspension system, the intake manifold. Everybody wants it, you know. Yeah. But I just don't have time.
These wheels are fat, man. What size are these?
That's from BC Forge. They helped me out on those.
Nice.
The rear is a 19 by 13 wide. I think it's like a -51 offset. But they're two-piece wheels, so they're very concave. That's why there's not a lot of lip. They're just a huge concave on the wheel face, and then 345 rear R888s. And I think it's a 305 up front on a 19 by 11.5. I
like that offset on the back because when you're standing over here, you have a lot of tire on the inside of the car.
Yeah.
And the way this fender is and everything, I think it's perfect. You know, you really don't have to have a huge deep dish for this car to look good.
Yeah.
I like the vents on your front fender too. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, as well. I made those also. I designed them and cut them on a CNC and then bent them, and because they're aluminum, and painted them and mounted them.
The front spoiler on this thing is super aggressive and nice too. And again, it just like flows with the rest of the body. And I love these fins right here. And there's even like a little airfoil pocket, you know, and then you can see more of that tire just from right there, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that bottom splitter there is it's 3/4 inch seaboard, marine seaboard, but I machined pockets in the underside of it to make it lighter.
Oh, nice.
So it's not so heavy. There's a bunch of pockets in it. So it's still structurally strong, but it's just a lot lighter than it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's a piece across the bottom to keep the airflow smooth going underneath of it. And then I made this splitter mount there, you know, and these carbon fiber rods that go up to the chassis up there.
Nice.
And then these mounts that that's brake cooling ducting.
Oh, perfect.
Goes right to the front brakes.
This car is so badass, dude. I mean, amazing job on this build, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It was super awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for you to finish that truck in the garage, man.
Yeah.
That thing's gonna be fun. You know, the thing is, like, the 350Zs have been around forever at this point. I mean, I've seen so many different iterations of these builds in the past 20 years. You know, to see something like this that, like, I mean, honestly, it looks like a race car. It looks like an LM car or a GTR car, in my opinion. It has all the characteristics aesthetically for it, and then it has the performance to back that up. that's just me personally on what I really like about this build the most.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, since they came out in what 2003 or whatever it was, 2002, I don't remember, but
yeah, somewhere around
I've
there.
always loved this body style of this car, and I used to have a blue one, and I ended up selling it because I just got tired of it, and then I really missed it, and then I was like, well, do I get a 370? Because that's the newer one, and I was like, nope, because I still like the way the 350 looks compared to the 70. But I just cut it all up and did what I did.
I love this shifter too. Man,
Yeah.
that thing is cool.
Yeah, I just modeled my hand. I like measured my hand, and I was like, how does this fit? And it's kind of blocky, but it looks cool. You know?
That's awesome, dude. I like the switches too. You know, it just gives it that race car vibe.
Yeah.
You have your these are hydraulic switches down here.
Yeah. Hydraulics there, and then this is just some of the electronics here. This is the oil scavenge pump switch, and these aren't used. They're just there for symmetry and future use.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I have the fuses right here, so if it blows a fuse, I can just change it right here and not even have to look for
Nice.
where it's at. And the AC works, you know, it's all still in there.
Wow.
Yep. Which is nice on
Yeah.
hot days.
Yeah, so are you on social media with your builds in this car?
Yeah, it's Rat Rod Colt, Colt on Instagram, and then my personal Facebook, which is just Colt Stone Cipher.
All right, awesome. Yeah, go check him out because not only this car, but his other projects are totally awesome. The work that he does is just amazing. So thanks for showing us the car and giving us a ride, dude.
Yeah, man.
This thing's awesome, man.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
Yeah, and thank y'all for checking out this video, and we'll see you next time.
Yo, this 350Z was absolutely crazy. Thanks again, Colt, for showing us the car and taking us on a ride. You did such an amazing job on this build, and you are an incredible fabricator. And if you like Z cars, check out this video where I featured this beautiful Datsun 280Z and my buddy's 370Z. Thanks for checking out this video, and we'll see you next time.